What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of the Wealthy Delivery Podcast. Today, I have probably one of my favorite people in the world, if not the favorite. It's hard. It's a tight competition with a few people, but that man's in there. So I got my brother, my cousin, my favorite light skinned banana with freckles.
All that wrapped up in one.
All that wrapped up in one. My guy, Mr. Frecks himself, Mr. Flex himself, Mr. Marcus Lindsay. How you doing today, brother?
What's good, man? What's good, bro?
Hey, man,
you always tell me, I'm probably one of the biggest annoying niggas to you too.
Oh, no, you got that. You got that. There's nobody that can get on my nerves more than Marcus Lindsay. That is a race he wins on his own. It's a skill because it's hard to get on my nerves. And so this is really a talent or a skill. Jarrell might be up there too.
I'm about to say Jarrell can be up there.
But I think you got him.
We've been at this since we was young. I've been at it since young.
Right, our whole lives. I mean,
yep.
Straight up, our whole lives, bro. But that's where the love comes from too, man. The only reason you could get on my nerves as much as you do is because I love you the way I do. No homo.
Yeah, I mean that's facts. That's facts. But if it's one thing though, man, I know is that you always gonna tell me straight up how it is.
Hey, man, because you're my guy, man. I would never point you in a direction on some bullshit. That's one of the things I pride myself on, man. Always being straight up with people, and that's especially you, especially my homies.
Yeah, man. That's why I value your opinion, man.
I'm gonna give you the real, whether you want to hear it or not. You're like, hey, if you coming to me, you want the truth.
I'm gonna let you know. Look, and if the fucked up thing about it is, man, you be so unbiased. I'd be like, man, why you even ask this
nigga? Hey, man, that's love though, man. But yeah, man, like I said, you one of the most traveling people I know. If not, you probably got that race won too. You just came back from Cabo. Tell me a little bit about that, man. How was that?
Man, it was a nice, man. It was nice. I did a little weekend getaway. Traveling is my peace. That's one of the things that keeps me at peace. Besides, playing basketball and whatnot. So, just 2020 has been a pretty rough year for people. I'm thank God, I still have my job and I'm still getting money and stuff like that. And I was able to go to Cabo, but going out there, it's still a culture shock because, you see all the masks and stuff still being worn and whatnot. And, even restaurants over there, you can't have that full capacity and stuff like that. But I mean, when you go to the beach, nobody's really wearing their mask on the beach. You're outside, you're able to enjoy the sun at least still and everything like that. But other than that, I mean, the people were pretty cool. I had one little small incident out there, my last night there. One of, the locals or, dude was following me. It looked like he was following me back home. And, I'm aware of my surroundings no matter where I'm at. Mm-hmm. So, I just kind of looked over my shoulder and seeing that the dude was following me. And then after he noticed that I was following him, he came up to tell me that he's not following me and trying to, to sell me on whatever massage parlor, hooker spot that whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm cool. And he's still low-key kind of following me. So I kind of had to swell up on him a little bit. And, I'm like, dude, I said, I'm cool. And I almost really thought I was about to have to fight out there. But that was the only small thing. But the food was good, man. The food was good. I had me a shrimp taco. Shout out to my boy DC. Hey. Had me a little shrimp taco. I had the
seafood taco, man.
Remember the little mokahate bowl or whatever how you say it that I had got in Columbus. That I ate that I forgot that I ate.
Oh, that night from Hector's.
Yeah. So I got one of those. That was real good. So I got me a little authentic joint out of there. That was real good. And then I had these beef quesadillas, bro. The tits. The beef quesadillas, the tits, bro.
Authenticity, man. That's what hit.
Bro, it was unmatched. I ate that the last 2 days I was there. I mean, well, I was only there for 2 days, but I ate it again. So I had it 3 times. I had it the first night, and then I had it the second night, but also had it for lunch.
Oh yeah, you weren't playing.
It was too good.
You remember you ate this time though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man, it was too good. It was too good. But you know, I stayed at an Airbnb, which is what I usually do when I travel now. I kind of, you know, I feel like hotels are soon to be obsolete, honestly. Airbnbs are just so much of a better deal, especially when you're staying overseas. I had a 2-bedroom spot and with a jacuzzi and a view, like on the balcony. Like, I mean, for $150 a night, you can't beat that.
No, you're not getting that in the hotel.
You're not getting that in the hotel. Full kitchen, you know, all of that. Three bathrooms, a living room, and a little sitting room. Like, I'm talking, this place was huge. And but before going out there, I had called my homie out in LA. You know, I told him like the night before, like, yo, hey, I'm about to head to Cabo tomorrow. I mean, if you want trying to pull up. So him and his fiance had pulled up on me out there. So, you know, I kicked it with them the first night. They only stayed for a day and then went back to LA. Right. But, you know, it was cool. And jet skiing was fun too, man. But, you know, it was a good little vibe, man. Cabo was nice. I would recommend Cabo to anybody that got like a family and everything like that, that's not really looking to like go turn up and stuff like that. Just want to, you know, chill vacation. Cabo was a nice little spot.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, that leads me to my next question, man. Like, so you've been a lot of places, like a lot of places. What would you say, which is probably a hard question for you to ask since you've been so many places, what would you say your favorite place has been so far?
Ooh. Okay. I have it split into 2 different.
I would say I'll even take a top 2.
Yeah. So Egypt is up there because that's a place that I feel I have a connection with. I don't know why. I'm really in tune with the Egyptian culture. I love Egypt. I love being out there and being able to touch the pyramids and see those in person was a very, very surreal feeling that, you know, that's always going to be like a special trip to me. Like, it's always going to be one in my top. But as far as on a fun, like a lot of fun standpoint or whatever, right now it's Thailand, hands down.
Thailand?
Yeah, I mean, I got to feed elephants. The club scene is cool out there. I mean, just the beaches was cool.
I feel like that was like your last two of your the most recent trips too. Like when did you go to Egypt?
I went to Egypt in January 2017, I think.
And then when did you go to
That was
Thailand?
2017. I went to Thailand. So I've been to Thailand twice now. I've been once in April back in 2015, and then I went to Thailand again June of 2019.
I definitely remember the last two.
But I mean, Brazil was cool. I got to go back out to Brazil though. But the Brazil's vibe was cool, and Dominican Republic vibe is cool. Those are the only other 2 places that, you know, as far as fun wise would be able to, but like it's no match though. Thailand, if the food was better in Thailand, I probably would go out there at least once a year.
Nice. What is do you have a place on your bucket list that you want to go to that you haven't been yet?
Yes. It's gonna sound weird, because not too many people are nerds for history like I am. But I want to go to Cambodia. I want to go to Angkor Wat. It looks like an old monk temple, but it's not. They really don't know what this place really was used for. But I mean, it's ancient as can be, and it's beautiful. Like it's a piece of history that you know, you look at these buildings and you're like, man, you know, it's one of those other places like, man, you know, they really built this with their bare hands, like no machinery type stuff. And like it's gorgeous. It's in the jungle, but like Cambodia is a place that I want to go to for sure. Now a place that's known by everybody, I would probably say either Greece or Bali.
All right. Any specific reason why?
Bali, I mean, if I went out to Bali, you know, that's some vacation type stuff. That's not a solo trip type of,
Yeah.
area. But like, you know, Bali just it's the zen level that you have out there in Bali. It's literally just all, you know, stress-free area. Like everybody I know that's been out there says, you know, how relaxed they felt when they were just out there. Everything is just like real stress-free. Greece, I mean, the views and like I want to go to Mykonos Island, and the views are just unmatched for the most part. I mean, I can't even say unmatched because like every country has its view that you know you could say, oh man, this view is just unmatched or whatever. But
yeah,
but like Mykonos Island, Greece, I mean, it's just, you know, you wear all white out there. Just, you know, you feel clean, you know, feel godly. Like, even though, you know, they stole the whole mythologicals and all that and stuff like that. But I mean, you just feel godly out there because of the whole, you know, the Greek mythology and stuff.
Yeah. I dig it, man. That's dope. How do you now, as you do travel a lot, I know you took some solo trips, and I know you took some trips with some people. What do you prefer? I mean, it's probably pretty situational, but what do you feel as far as like travel? Do you like traveling by yourself, or do you really prefer to travel with a person or a group of people?
I prefer, you know, company. I do prefer it, but it will never deter me away from traveling if I don't have anybody to go travel with. My very first trip by myself was to Venice, Italy, which that's another like romantic type place.
Yeah.
That's another place you want to, you know, kind of take your lady to or whatever, because there's not really much for a solo traveler to do out in Venice. But my second trip by myself was to Thailand, and I enjoyed myself completely. I mean, of course, company would always be better to somebody to talk to, whatever. But I learned how to just talk to people that's out there or whatever. Like I met two people in Brazil when I was just out in Brazil in February. I was on a tour and met two dudes that was cool. We kicked it the rest of the time I was out there. But you know me, I'm a friendly guy.
For sure.
I'm a friendly guy, so you know, I just whenever I'm out by myself and everything like that, I mean, it's cool. But like, I don't mind talking to other people if I'm out there. But like, sometimes I do. Like, there have been trips where like I'm not, like this Cabo trip, I wasn't really trying to necessarily have to be out there with anybody. It was kind of, you know, just a place to clear my head and with a lot of stuff that's been going on and stuff like that.
No doubt. Now I think we're just like, even just us as people, like you even look at like the friends we have and the people, the way we are in the scene, you know, it's like we're just social butterflies. So like,
right.
Meeting somebody for us is like whatever. Like, hey, you bring a good vibe, we're gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's definitely
like it's all about reading people's energy, man. I think I'm a pretty good judgment of character on on people's energy.
Right. No doubt. What's been like the most interesting food you tasted? Like, if you had to pick a favorite, I don't sound like Cabo's had it slapping with the food, but
it did. But you know what's crazy? There's not the top.
What would you say is the top?
The top place for food. So there's two competing places. Actually, I mean, there's a few competing places. So when I went to Puerto Rico, I was in the Dominican area in Puerto Rico, and man, I'm telling you, Dominican food, man, had me ready to sleep. I didn't want to move afterwards. Food was so good.
They had you going.
And then, but like they had this great. So I was in Egypt, and they had like this gravy. I don't even know if it was like a beef stroganoff or what, but like, man, I'm not gonna lie, it was too good, and they had by far the best apple juice I've ever had in my life. It honestly looked like, you know, it tasted like somebody just squeezed in the apple in front of me, and the juice just came in a cup, and then they handed it to me. That's how sweet and delicious it was.
It was fresh.
Man, super fresh. And like, so like, you know how the apple juice is kind of like clear looking here?
Yeah.
It was more, it had like a darker color, darker tint to it. Man, oh man, it was good. Man, it was good. And it was ice cold too, with no ice. It was ice cold with no ice, bro. Oh, delicious, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Egypt got something going on out there for sure. Like I stayed like now when I went to Egypt, I stayed in Giza. I would not suggest anybody to stay in Giza. There's really nothing in Giza besides the Great Pyramids. I would prefer, I would recommend somebody to stay in Cairo or Alexandria and then just, Uber or a taxi into Giza to go see the pyramids and then go back because there's so much more stuff out there. But I mean, it's all, subject to what you call fun and what you want to do. So
no doubt. What would be your number one advice or tip for someone who wants to start traveling more, or something they should have in mind, or something they should take care of before they travel? What would be your best advice?
Best advice, as far as if you're going to another country, if you're going outside the country, best advice for me to say is Google laws. You don't want to go over there and do something that you don't know that you're doing as far as breaking the law. But also just be mindful as well too, that you're in another country. Don't go over there with the American attitude, that you feel like you're entitled because you're an American and you're in somebody else's country. Like, don't go over there with that attitude. Also, if you go over there with a plan, not saying an itinerary because I hate itineraries, but go over there with a plan of things that you think are cool to go do and see. Because once you get over there, of course you can look at all that, but if you already have an idea, you can then, kind of pinpoint the area that you need to stay in. So you can kind of be close to whatever it is that you want to do. Also, learn the currency. I got gypped in Egypt. I got played in Egypt, and I got played in where else? I got played. I think it was Dominican Republic. But learn the currency when you go over there, and then and keep your phone charged. When you're traveling alone, keep your phone charged. Don't be out there, my phone dead or whatever. Your phone died. It's time to head back to the spot.
Hey,
straight up.
Get a backup battery pack. It was a little bit.
Backup battery pack, whatever. But if not, your phone about to die. It's time to head back to the spot because you don't want to get lost, and then sometimes you got to use your phone to translate. Now I'm kind of good with speaking with my hands. Sorry about that. My mom had called.
You good.
But I'm kind of good with speaking with my hands and everything like that now because I've been traveling so much that I don't always have to use my phone to try to explain what I want or what I need or where I'm trying to go. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I mean, like when my phone's about to die, like I'm back to the spot.
Back to home base.
Yeah, I'm back to the spot. Charge it up, and if I feel like going back out after that, I'll go back out. But I don't go. I'm never somewhere without my phone being charged because you just never know when it's an emergency.
Facts. That's good. That's good advice, man. I really dig that. I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. I got a few questions here I want to ask you, man, just to kind of pick your brain a little bit, man. I like these questions and seeing what kind of responses I get from people. So
okay.
Especially, as well as we know each other, we always can know each other better. Like before I even get into those questions, man, I just enjoyed when we did live together, man. That was just like
that was some good times, man.
Yeah,
it was good. It was the good was with the bad.
Yeah, exactly. And overall, it was definitely more good than bad, and that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? And as even
but you're gonna have bad times when you're living with other people. It's inevitable.
Yeah, it's people. It's people. You deal with people. But yeah, it's like you always been my dude though. Like I miss those nights and we kick back, watch a movie, bro.
Bro, them uncontrollable laughters, bro.
Oh my God. I still think about the one where me and Chantel came to visit you in Atlanta, and the night before we went back.
Bro, on the balcony.
Yeah, bro. Like we was clowning so much, and I think we were just getting on Chantel's nerves. And bro, like even after you went to bed, like I'm still in the room, like laughing, like yo, I cannot stop giggling. Bro,
Are you done? Are you done?
bro, so I'm like, this nigga is dumb, man. But nah, we had some good times, man. Always one of my favorite hoopers, one of my favorite teammates. Clearly, still
Straight up.
But yeah, man. So he was my guy, man. So I just like, this is a great way to get to even know more about you, man. Which you would think it's impossible, but here we are. I know you've been reading a lot lately. What book made you start reading again, like in your adult life? You know, I think like there's something we from that transition from kid to adult, we kind of lose interest just because we do it so much in school. But like, I feel like now we're a little bit more. We're very. I mean, look at these. I got all these fucking books here. Like I'm reading all the time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I got a lot of my books right there.
Yeah. So what's the book that made you start really wanting to read again as an adult?
You know what's crazy? It's not even a book that made me want to start reading. I started reading. I was going through a breakup and everything like that, and then I ended up getting hurt, and so I'm just sitting at the house and kind of just I wanted to be out of a a depressed state, and the best way to get out of a depressed state is to keep moving, make yourself better. And so I was just thinking like, man, you know what? I ain't read in years. I really couldn't tell you the last time I read a book prior to this, and then going into the whole COVID issues and everything being shut down. So I gave myself a goal of reading 12 books in a year for all of 2019. And I didn't complete the 12, but I got 11. And you got to start somewhere.
I'm gonna pause right there for a minute because like people need to understand that when it comes to setting goals, like the fact that you have a goal, like even if you come up short, look at it in terms of money. Like, yo, I'm gonna try to become a millionaire, and whatever you get, say that first year, you're like, shit, I came up a little short. I only made $700,000 this year. I'm sure you're not gonna be that mad.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I 11 out of 12 that's fire.
And like, like me reading those books allowed me to know that I was capable of writing a book myself. And the thing is, you talk about a guy that started, his freshman year of college in remedial English. You wouldn't think, a person like, oh man, you writing a book. Like real talk. If I looked at if my 18-year-old self looked at me right now and said, you writing a book, that 18-year-old me gonna laugh.
Right.
Like, like straight up. And it's that simple. But then it's just like, things click and you see how simple something really is, but you just gotta put in the work to get to it. And that's the part that a lot of people just don't want to do, because as easy as it is, it's still hard because you got to stay on a schedule. You got to just keep going and going, because it's going to be a point in time where you come up with an idea to write a book or whatever, and you get to writing it, and then next thing you know, it's collecting dust, and it becomes an afterthought. Mm-hmm. Like you made a start, got a page or two down, and then, oh, you know what, man, this is too much. But you don't even know that book that you're thinking about, or that idea for a book that you're thinking about, could make you millions, but yet you just letting it collect dust.
Bro, that's why I started I've always been a decent writer, but I'm not even, I talk about more of that in this book that's coming out now, Nepotism for Dinner. So I'm not even going to speak on it too much right now, but it's like, writing a book every year is you don't know which book could be the one to blow. The goal is not even to blow up. But it's like you get in the habit of, if I'm in the habit of writing the book every time, or because what I do usually now, Wealthy Delivery now is focused more around writing, helping people write their books. Like I didn't figure that out until like a few months ago, that I was really just, I'm a writer. I didn't really realize, because I never embraced it. I was like, I'm just learning about entrepreneurship and learn how to do that. But like, what is the skill that's going to take me there? And I figured out it was writing. So,
I'll be honest, you know what I'm saying? You are also an inspiration as far as me wanting to write my book and stuff like that as well. you know, just because I've seen I've seen the beginning of wealthy delivery. I've seen that turn from the thought into what it is now and to still where it's going. Because you know, it started, you know, when we were still living together. And you know, I seen you, you know, go through different methods on whatever it is that you were gonna do, from the shoe paint to the all the VCRs that you were about to start, you know, DVDs and stuff that you had, like, you know, I've seen all of that to where it's at now. It's like, you know, it's all trial and error. You were just trying to find where your groove was at, and you found where your groove is at, and now you know you're just swimming in it right now.
Yeah. Because you know what, my brain was flipped, man, especially after having Grayson. Obviously, Grayson was a big part of it, but it's like, a lot of people think like, yo, the Grayson is the reason I'm going hard, which is very valid. But like, I learned something that just, I couldn't look at it, I couldn't unlearn it. Like, I just learned about the difference between like making a profit versus going to just for working for a job. And like, you know, so like, I was like, I literally just started with how to make $100 a day online. Like, it was like, and that took me off. Like, oh, I can sell something on eBay. I can do this. And I was just trying different things. I'm like, oh shit, this worked. But I still, like you said, I had to find that groove of like, all right, what work that I actually enjoy? And then I was like, oh shit, like the first book, truthfully, I wrote on accident. Like, really, it was just me. When my brain opened up to like, oh shit, there's a way I can make money or create an income, not trading time for money. Then I can hang with Grayson. So when I wrote the first book, it was more of me getting out this information that I was learning before something happened to me. Like before I was shot by a cop or something stupid like that. Like, I was like, I have to leave this information back for Grayson just in case I'm not here. So, but now my books now actually, like this, the one right now is actually like, yo, this is me as a writer. And it's like, yo, this is about to be some heat because
it's gonna take off.
I have a strategic thing that I'm actually talk about a point. You know, I just talked to a friend and I said that first book is a lot of getting to know who you are as a person. So it's definitely the hardest because like you have to dig deep into looking into yourself and like, you know, things you went through and what made you who you are. And then that
the first book is kind of like scattered thoughts.
Yeah. And like you figuring yourself out. And then like, all right, once you figure yourself out, you can figure out what you really want to be or want to do. And that's, so even like the first, even if it's trash, like I tell people just write. Like, even if you write some trash, the next thing you write could be fire.
Okay, so to answer your question, I guess, about, you know, what book, I guess, you know, I mean, there is a book that I guess I could pinpoint it down to, and it also was a book that kind of, you know, steered me into writing my book as well. But The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Good one.
Really, really, really good book. You know, I hate self-help books. I think I don't want to downplay them because they do help some people out there, but they're not meant for me. And this was like, in the way he was bagging on self-help books and stuff like that, was like, it was really kind of like, you know, right up my alley.
They touched you.
And it kind of, you know, it spoke to me. But the best part that spoke to me was, you know, he talked about his process of writing the book that I just read. And he said he was sitting on his couch and, you know, not really no money to his name and stuff like that. And it actually wasn't even his couch. I think it was his friend's couch. He was couch surfing. And he said he remembered one thing that his professor had told him when he was in college before. Don't worry about putting stuff in grammatical correctly, putting stuff down grammatical correctly.
Yes.
Don't worry about where paragraphs are at. Just write. He said everything will make sense to you once you get to that point where things start making sense. Then you can start breaking it down and you'll keep going. But he said, just write.
I think I tell this to my friend a lot too. She's writing her book and it comes out on the 4th, I believe. And we have a segment of the Wealthy Delivery podcast coming out, dropping next month. It'll be a weekly podcast, but it's called Writer's Block.
Okay.
So we give out like tips on how to write or just different little things that help people write and become the writer that they are, or, you know, write their own book. Because I think everybody should write a book, especially if you have family. Because, you know, everybody
got something to say.
Everybody got a story to tell, man. And
everybody do.
And I always had to tell her, I was like, don't worry. I was like, you're not getting graded for this. I think that's the thing with like nobody's gonna come down like give you an A or B or C. Like, hey, there's no rules. There's literally no rules in writing the book.
Bro, there's no rules. And if you're really not an author who's trying to get rich off their books, I mean, what's the I'm writing, it's not to get rich. I've just made a goal to myself and say, yo, you can do this. Why not try it?
Right. Exactly, bro. Got another question here for you. What I kind of think I have another answer for this one too, but what makes you feel, and we talk about this a lot, especially just through our phone calls, outside of this recording, just we talk pretty regularly. Yeah. But we talk about inspiration and just feeling good as a person. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
Man, I'm really like I'm a giver, man. Like I'm a giver. So I just feel like whenever I do something that puts a smile on somebody else's face, it makes me smile even that much more, man. It's just like I love seeing other people happy. I love passing down knowledge. You never know who's really looking up to you. So, you got to set yourself at a standard. And, I love my nieces and nephews. So that's kind of another reason why, I'm in doing what I'm doing, baby. And stuff. Yeah.
Frecks.
So I'm like, that's another reason why I'm doing, because I don't have kids of my own. I do want kids one day, but, I'll wait till, till I'm blessed with those, whatever. But as of right now, I look down at my nieces and nephews, man, and they're there, and they look up to me. They really, really do love me. Right. And so I'm like, man, I don't want to, no offense to, anybody else out there or whatever that, have, nieces and nephews. But for me, it's like, I really want to be more than just a fun uncle or whatever. Like, I want to also, give back some knowledge, let them know that you can try to do things, and like, if you don't succeed, that's cool. You at least tried it. Now you can try something else and see if you can succeed at that. But the goal is to always try it. If you have something in you that you want to try, just do it. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do it for you, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters.
Exactly, man. Shit, and even if it don't work, try it again. See what happens.
Try it again. I mean, if you really love it that way, yeah, try it again. If you were just trying something out, just you want to try something new, and it really wasn't for you, and whatever you were doing, you can move on past it. It's cool.
Right. Yeah, it's a numbers game. It's ratio. Yeah. Like, especially if it's something you really want, shit, keep trying.
Yeah. But I come from a our circle between our friendships and my sisters and all that. All y'all are each an individual inspiration for me. So, and it's just like I look at everybody, man. Like a lot of y'all don't even know certain things I look up to from y'all. Like, y'all all individually have y'all's own little part that I take from y'all, and I'm like, man, I add it to my life.
I think that's big. You said something there, man, because even as I do this, the direction I'm going with this podcast and, throughout 2021, I think it's big for not just my business as a whole, but just me as a person, because I'm really pulling people on here that I admire in one form or another. It's gotta be, it's definitely something I admire about a person that is on this show talking to me, or I wouldn't even ask them, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I mean, I can extend that same energy right back to you. There's definitely parts of you that I look up and get inspiration from. Like, it's so easy to take that for granted when you just friends or, family, but it's like, no, there's certain, this is why I fucks with Frecks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always there. So I think that's huge, man. And
I mean, and I honestly think, more people out there, if they do have, a friend group or, your family group or whatever, sometimes, I'm not saying, make it known every day or anything like that, but every so often, you know what I'm saying? It's good to let people know that, hey, you know what, you inspire me in some type of form of way. You ain't got to tell you exactly what it is,
Right.
but just say, you are an inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, because people don't like it's. I'm big on giving people their flowers while they're alive.
No doubt. No doubt. Like, and I think, and that's even, this is a practice for me to even do it more. Like, I can do it on my own platform and come bring a person on this podcast and tell them how much they inspire me and I appreciate them. Like, I mean, I just, what was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, man? I just sent you a text out of the blue. It's like, hey, man.
Yeah, man.
You my nigga.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, like Loki threw me for a loop for a minute. I was like, man, this ain't, man, Devon really is kind of changing right now.
Hey, man, I just like, cause it just, but when it happens, like, I try, like, something I'm getting better at. Like, when I'm thinking about something or I'm thinking about a person, and like, I'm usually thinking about what I admire about them. So I'm trying to be better about telling them that. Like,
yeah. And
I'm usually thinking of a moment or something we did or a time that, we were really having a good time. And I'm just like, man, that's really my nigga. Like, I forget what I was thinking about, but it was just like it was one of them. And I was like, yo, that's really my dude. So I was
right.
like,
anytime Drake come on, bro, I can't help it.
Fuck it up.
Homo.
I'm like,
no
I can't
homo,
wait.
Bro,
I cannot wait till next time. Bro, I think about this all the time. Like, yo, I cannot wait till me and Frecks are somewhere fucking kicking it. We in our zone. Drake come on, and we tear it apart.
Bro, it's over. It's over, bro. And real talk. Hey, if they had that on karaoke, bro, I swear I'd do it.
Oh, we'll fuck it up, bro. We'll fuck it up.
I swear I'd do it. We gonna be lit as can be, but it don't even matter. I don't even care.
Hey.
It's gonna look just like that Family Guy episode where Peter and Lois thought they was killing it.
Hey, man, fuck that. Nah, we be killing it, man. We be killing it. I don't care what nobody say. Nah, man, but yeah, that's why I like it. But I was thinking about something. I was like, man, let me text this dude while it's fresh in my brain, nigga. So I appreciate him, man, that he really my nigga. No reason at all, bro. So yeah,
it's all love, man. All love.
Yeah, for sure, man. If you could turn back time and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell them? That's
don't change.
Don't change.
Don't change.
I like that.
Don't change. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing, because I want that 18-year-old me to go through those struggles, because it made me the strong man that I am now. I'm still learning a few things as I'm still going on or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I didn't go through some of those struggles, I would be a different person than where I would be in a different place than where I am right now. Now, I would have loved to, maybe have bypassed a few of those things, but but I mean, it's life, and life is the best teacher. But like the best part about it is, don't change.
Yeah, and I attest to this. I don't think you have. I mean, like I said, we've known each other since we barely could walk. Like you're my literally family. Like it's not like it's something I just met you when I was like 15 or not. Like
right.
So, I would say from the core to the core of you haven't. I like that's Frecks. That's who he is. Like and there's
stay you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing. I mean, and like I'll tell him, I mean, if I could say one more thing, I probably would tell him, it gets better. It always does. It
gets better, man. Good, but you have to make it better. You
got to put in the work.
Yeah, you got to make it better intentionally. You can't wait for it to get better on accident. That's probably what I would tell myself. Like you got to do it on purpose. You got to be happy on purpose. You got to go for your goal on purpose. It's nothing's ever great comes by accident. So, that's probably something I would tell myself. But I mean, if I can talk to 18-year-old self, I have a long. There's probably an all day thing.
Oh, bro, we be sitting down for a minute.
What would be your best tip or advice for making the world a better place?
Best tip or advice for making the world a better place. Okay. I got a few. Stop the entitledness. If people didn't feel so entitled, there wouldn't be a lot of the things that go on. There's no need to be greedy.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty to go around for everybody.
Plenty.
And I mean, just have a good heart, man. I mean, it's simple. And have a good heart. I mean, if you don't like somebody, that's cool.
You stay out the
If
way.
you don't like that person, but you don't mean you got to go do harm to the person that you don't like. Like just like there's people I don't like, but I ain't about to go go shoot them or lynch them.
Yeah, you stay out the
way. I'm gonna let them live their life. You're not gonna like. We'll put it like this. There's too many people for you to like and love everybody on this earth.
Way too many.
You're gonna have difference of opinions. It's fine, but because you have a difference of opinion does not mean you need to go, like I said, lynch, shoot, stalk people. Like, right. No.
Just go do something else, man. Take that energy.
Do something else, man.
Take that energy. Go do something positive, man. Go ride a bike. Get some shots up, whatever, man.
Like honestly, bro. There's no reason for any racism to ever be a part of life. There's no reason for it.
None, bro. I address a lot of racism I address quite a bit of racism in the newest book, Nepotism for Dinner. So I can't wait to get that out to you, bro. I can't.
And you, man, look, we went to Kent South, bro. You got people that so cool with you in high school, and then now it's like,
bro,
like really.
And you think about it too, like I related a lot to sports, because obviously we hooped, and those same people cheering you on in the crowd, but when you go, they ain't cheering you on when you go home, for some
right,
your problems you got to deal with because you're black. And
yeah,
it's
ridiculous, man.
And you see that a lot in America as a whole. But so what would be your dream project? Like it could be like either a business venture or something for the kids or whatever. Like what is like if you had no restraints, like you just had the green light, you had all the resources, everything you needed, what would be your dream project that was like, yo, we're gonna build this nigga a freckle face statue because of this one? What would it be?
Dream project. At one point in time, I wanted to, make meals and stuff like that and just ride around and, not just pass out meals to homeless, but like, actually sit down and talk to them. And kind of find out, maybe where they went wrong at in life, or just to sit and talk with them. Everybody likes to have somebody to talk to every so often.
Right.
I mean, I get some of them are a little mentally ill. But even with mentally ill people, I mean, you still can find a way to cope and have a conversation. But like, just I wanted to do that, but you can't, between laws and regulations of food and stuff like that, because there's so many creeps out in the world that would poison the food and then give it to homeless people for God knows what reason. But like that, that would be something that, it's a project that I wouldn't mind doing, traveling and just, being in different countries, cities, wherever, just, sit down and have a chat with, some of the, people that are less fortunate. I also, would love for this book that I'm writing right now, my Black Love Story. I would love for that to turn into a movie as well.
Right.
I would love for that to turn into a movie.
I think that I like both of those, man. It's funny too, man. Like, because even when I write books, sometimes I think about like if I wrote a movie, like, because I'll be watching the movie like, ooh, I would have did this differently here, or like,
hey, bro, I do it a lot. I do it way too much, and I'm not gonna lie. It's like there's a specific book. I don't have it. I can't remember the title right now. But it's a specific book that made me wanted to write this Black love story, and it has nothing to do about Black love or anything about it. But like the story was just so good, I could see it being a movie, and then it just got me thinking about me writing, and I'm thinking like oh, I was like, man, hey yo, I'm like, man, this book is gonna be good. Like it could really be a movie, and like we don't have a lot of Black love movies out there for real. Like I mean, we got, you know, some of the low budget joints or whatever.
Yeah, not like we
but
used
like,
to. Yeah, like
but exactly. But like we don't got none like, you know, like The Notebook, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Like Black love stories is always about some type of, you know, mistress and dude or whatever, gun violence in it or whatever. Like I mean, you know, all that's, I mean, like Black, I mean, I get it. Our life is a little dangerous, which makes it a little fun, but, but you know, there's some stories out there that end, you know, that start and end nice.
Yeah, it's I think we're just at that age, and it's our time to change the narrative of Black folks, man. And
Yeah,
that's why, like, I even write books now, man, because our parents, you know, they did their part and they had their chances. Not saying they done it wrong. I'm not calling anybody out, but it's like it's our turn now. It's
just passing the baton.
Yeah, it's our turn now, man.
It's a relay race, man. It's a relay race. Like, and that's another thing I try to tell people. I said, look, as much as we want things to change overnight, it never will. It's not going to change in 5 years either.
Yeah.
Like, it's a relay race. It's just our job to keep the race going.
And as a book, writing books is like, yo, this book, I think about some of the greatest books I ever read, and like, especially ones that changed my mind and how I look at the world, and even especially financially. Like books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor. Like these books were written a long time ago, and they're still the most. I was like, I could be writing something that's going to last way beyond my years. Like, so the thing is, I may never completely. If you're doing something so great, you may never really get to see the results of what you're doing. And that's how I look at you. I'm never going to. There's going to be a point where I'm never going to see the results on this earth. Let me say that the value I may be passing down to Grayson, because he can take that. He can read my book, one of my books, when he's like 50 or something, and like it could spark an idea in him that he has at that time that just go do something else.
And look, all because of you, Steph. At the end of the day,
bro. And that's how I look at it, man. So I think that's very important, bro. If you could have dinner with any 4 people, dead or alive, and you'll probably have a different answer every day of the week, but who would it be right now on your mind and why?
Dead or alive?
Anybody that ever existed or may still exist.
It's
a tough one, but
it is a tough one.
Just four right off the top of the head, right? Don't even.
I need Chappelle at the table.
That's a great one.
I need Dave Chappelle at the table. We're gonna bring Malcolm X at the table too.
Malcolm, always a great one.
I gotta bring Brian to the table.
Brian?
I gotta bring Brian to the table. And for 4th, for last person at the table. Last person at the table. This is kind of tough. This is a tough question because I mean, like there's so many people that I really wouldn't mind at this table.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I asked my brother to say a question. He had a tough time on the 4th person. Here's the thing. Like I said, it's like, yo, you can have multiple dinners. Like, this is just today. Like, y'all just gonna get tacos today and say it's a Tuesday or something. Like, hey, let me hit up these 4. You send out a group text to all these lists of people, and only 4 cats responded that day because they had time. You know who's that?
Stuart Scott.
Stuart Scott. Ooh, okay. Dave Chappelle, Malcolm X, Stuart Scott was
and Bron.
And Bron. That's nice. That's a nice dinner, man. That's a nice dinner.
That's gonna be a good one, man. I could pick some brains and then still have some good laughs.
Yeah, for sure. I like those. All right. Got 2 more questions for you. We're gonna wrap this thing up. What superpower do you feel you have?
What superpower?
Now, obviously, we're not talking like, comic book. So, but like, I think every human has a superpower.
Observation.
Observation.
I observe very, very well.
Gotcha. I like that. For me, it's just always been able to I can connect. It probably goes into observation, just like connect dots. But that's like when my brain gets so. I feel like I have the ability to relate something that somebody looks at, like, yo, that doesn't relate to that, and I believe I can make those two things relate.
Observation, man. Like when I meet people, even if I'm talking a lot, at the same time, I observe people and the things they do, and I try to get an understanding on why they do the things they
do. That's fair. All right. Now we're talking real like superpowers, like comic books. What superpower do you wish you had, and how would you use it?
Bro, I need that instant transmission. I need that instant transmission.
Mr. Traveler himself needs that instant transmission.
Let's keep it all the way $100. I need instant transmission, bro. I need to be able to say, yo, I want to be here and just be there.
Yo.
I want to be able to think. I want to be able to think of where I'm at and it just disappear and be there.
That's very fitting. Bro, that's very fitting.
Some people want to fly. Some people want fast speed. Some people want to be able to read people's minds. First of all, I never want to read nobody's mind. I can care. Look, that's between you and your thoughts. I'm not even trying to I don't even want to do all that.
Yeah.
Bloop, I'm gone. That's how I see life.
I think that was the most perfect answer for this podcast, with you being the traveler that you are.
The traveler, bro. I would be in every country that I feel like being in at any given moment, bro. And I don't even need no passport, because by the time they figure out I ain't supposed to be there, I'm gone.
That's it, bro. That's it. That's the winner.
Gone. And like I wouldn't even use it. I wouldn't even use it to steal money and stuff like that, bro. I'm gonna use it for good. I'm gonna use it for good. I'm gonna just, all right, and be like, yo, where Marcus at? Hey, bro, yeah, I'm on top of the Eiffel Tower right now, bro. What you mean on top of the Eiffel? Like I'm on top of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, look, bro, if you don't come home and get some dinner, all right.
Hey, food ready, God.
Yeah, hit my line when the food ready. I'll be there.
Yo, that's perfect, bro. I fucks with it, man. Hey, man. Let me say, man, once again, I say it all the time, but I'm gonna tell you again, man. I appreciate you. I love you.
No, I appreciate you, and I love you too, bro.
Hey, man, thanks for coming rocking with me on the Wealth Delivery podcast.
Where's DC at?
DC. Shout out Coach Kyle.
No. And I know this is being recorded. I don't care.
Hey, Coach Kyle mess with me, man. I can't speak on y'all experiences. Hey, he fuck with me.
That's cool. No. No.
Nah, man. But you're a lifetime. You got a lifetime pass on this podcast, man. So whenever you want to get on and come chop it up, you already know.
Yeah. When I finish my book, man, I definitely hop back on. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I'm gonna send I'm gonna send Grayson some copies and everything too.
Oh, yeah. You need that. You love a good book.
Yeah. It'll be done. I'm shooting for summertime. I'm shooting for summertime.
All right, bet, man. You wanna shout out your IG handles, anything like that, man, for the people?
Yeah, you can either follow my personal page, Mr. Frecks to you. That's Mr. Frecks Mr. Frecks 2_you, or you can follow my travel page, which is Worldwide Frecks. That's world_y_Frecks.
All right, folks, man, that's gonna wrap it up for the Wealth Delivery podcast. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let us know what you think, and we holler at y'all on the next episode. Peace.